location at the new 100,000-seater stadium. Our reporter Ben Ransom has the full story.
We have long spoken about what they were going to do with Old Trafford. Were they going to renovate it, somehow try and expand it, bring it into the modern era? Would they move to a new stadium? Well, we got those artists' impressions, didn't we, around 18 months ago? You remember the big kind of circus tent, the canopy on this site. That was their preferred option at that point, to move to a new stadium built either on top of or just adjacent to Old Trafford. Well, they've now made more concrete plans in the sense that the Trafford Wharfgate redevelopment, the redevelopment of this whole part of Manchester city centre, and in the middle of it will be the new Old Trafford, 100,000 seats, and we know where it's going to be. And it's not actually going to be on the site of the original stadium that stands behind me. What we've since found out today is where it's going to sit. So the artists' impressions of this whole master plan, they're calling it, for the regeneration of this area have been released, and you can see that Old Trafford, new Old Trafford as it's being built today, is just a little bit away from where Old Trafford is, on a triangular piece of land that the club completed the purchase of in the last 2 weeks. We've just taken a walk up to the other side of Old Trafford, which is where it is from where we are stood now. We're on the east side of the stadium, so we've gone down on the other side of the stadium, the northwest corner, where United have bought this piece of land to have a look at it. Right now there's an indoor karting centre there. There are a number of industrial units. That piece of land, though, is essentially where the new stadium is going to rise up from. So as you can see, the proximity to Old Trafford is relatively close. You can see it quite visibly, how close that is. From where I'm stood, it's probably half a mile, but according to Manchester United, it's closer than that to the stadium itself, and it's very much on this site. It's about trying to keep the legacy and future of Manchester United here at Old Trafford, where they've played since 1910. So having spoken and having listened to the presentation, I spoke to the CEO of New Stadium Development, Colette Roche, who's been working on these plans for the club and will take a lead on what happens next. And as she told me that essentially completing the purchase of that triangular piece of land we've just shown you has been the key to unlocking this whole project.
350 metres away it is from the current stadium today, and that has been an important factor. But I think, you look at a lot of football clubs and they've had to move much further afield, and that was part of our decision making. We didn't want to lose the history, the heritage, the matchday rituals around what our fans find really important. So where we are, we think, is an absolutely prime position. It's well connected, it is a walk away, and it does mean that we've got the opportunity for people to take things that are precious around current Old Trafford, it's still in Trafford, and make sure that we can make it as great as the one that we're stood in today. Timescales, we've got to do the design. That's probably going to take about 6 months or so. Planning takes between 12 and 18 months. So if I was a betting person, which I'm not, I would actually put, you could maybe think that the stadium would start to see something around about 2028. We know we've got a milestone around the Women's World Cup in 2035, but we want to hopefully build a stadium before that. But they all need to be determined, so we've got to take it one step at a time, land, design, and then we can decide when we open the gates and welcome all our fans.
But this is about more than just a stadium. There are huge multi-billion-pound plans to regenerate this entire area of the city, the entire area of Trafford. And speaking to leader of Trafford Council, Councillor Tom Ross, he told me that without Manchester United being at the very heart of this project, we wouldn't get this kind of investment and this kind of regeneration on such a huge scale.
It's so important to us. We have got a very long and rich history with Manchester United. We have a very close relationship in the town hall, and there's lots of times that the United teams of the past have been to what is now Trafford Town Hall for celebratory lunches and other things. We're really proud to be the home of Manchester United. We are so pleased that Manchester United have found an envelope of land which they can develop into a stadium, which is so close to the existing stadium as well. So we have a great over 100 years of working with Manchester United, and we look forward to the next 100 years as well.
Is there an estimate as to how much the scheme might cost in its current guise?
There isn't that I can tell you of, but I know that we are working very closely with various partners, and I also know there's a lot of interest in the scheme.